Good morning, all. I am B. Nandakumar, Assistant Professor of Zoology, NG College, Nalgonda. This video for BSc third year students who are studying fifth semester. In fifth semester, it is paper Applied Zoology. It is specific elective subject in this Applied Zoology. It is aquaculture and sericulture. In this unit, this is the subtopic of preservation and processing by byproducts of fishes. So we know that we discussed this topic in this video content, that is introduction, fish preservation, reason for spoilage of fishes, methods of preservation, preservation for short duration, preservation for long time, and processing, benefits of processing, and 3 minutes of fish preservation. Preservation, processing, and byproducts of fishes. Fishes are spoiling frequently. To prevent a spoilage of fish, some preservations are occurred or from preservations are necessary. Preservation means keeping the fish after it's landed, so it will be human consumption for a short period to few days, or for longer periods of few months also. So during the period of preservation, the fish is kept as fresh as possible with minimum losses in flavor, taste, odor, form, nutritive value, weight, and digestibility of flesh. So this preservation should cover the entire period from the time of capture of fish to its sale at the retail counter. So in this process, where the fishes is landed, it in the condition of wholesome and human consumption for a short time and few days or a longer period. So this preservation should cover the entire period from the time of capture of fish and also sale to the retail counter. So in this during period, preservation of fish is kept as fresh as possible with minimum losses in flavor, loss, taste, odor, form, and nutritive values, weight, and digestibility of fishes. So we can prevent these characters of that fishes. Introduction to fish preservation. Preservation of fishes is very important part of commercial fisheries. It is done in such a manner that the fishes remain fresh for a long time with minimum losses of taste, odor, flavor, nutritive values, and digestibility of their flesh. Fishes are quickly perishable commodities and are spoiled if not properly preserved. During peak period, large quantities of fish are caught and require proper preservation so as to available during lean period. After preservation, fishes can be transported to long distances from consumption. So, why we want preservation of fishes that will be transported to long distance for consumption, and during the peak period, large quantities of fishes are available. So, when the fish is not available in lean period, this preservation of fishes will be useful to consumption and transportation. In India, with its a tropical and subtropical climate, the problem is more acute as heat and moisture promotes fish deterioration. Landed fishes may be ordinarily remain fresh for not more than 8 hours and begin to decompose rapidly after that. So when the fishes are landed, it may be uh, decomposed after 8 hours rapidly. So we, we can preserve that fishes safely. Reasons for spoilage of fishes. Fish spoilage due to some microbial reasons are also there, and also enzymatic action, chemical actions are spoilage the fishes. Fish spoilage due to microbial action. Microbial action involves chiefly bacterial spoilage of the fish flesh. So this is the main cause of fish spoilage is that is bacterial. A large number of bacteria present on the body, gills and gut of the fish. So proteins in that fish flesh are degraded by proteolytic microbes such as Pseudomonas, Proteus, Chromobacterium, Halobacterium, Micrococcus, etc. These are the microbes are degraded by proteolytic enzymes of that fish flesh. So the carbohydrates present in small amount of fish flesh are degraded by carbohydrate fermenting microbes like Streptococcus, Leuconostoc, and a Micrococcus. These are the species degraded by carbohydrates in fish flesh. That is Streptococcus, Leuconostoc, Micrococcus. Fat content in the fish flesh are decomposed by a relatively few gram-negative bacteria. In that fat also decomposed by gram-negative bacteria. These are the bacteria are degraded by the spoil the fishes that are only chiefly bacterial spoilage in the fish flesh. And microbial action of that fish that is in proteins, proteolytic microbes that is degraded by that proteins uh, in that reaction, amino acids and amines, ammonia, hydrogen sulfide, carbon dioxide will be formed. Carbohydrates are fermentative microbes that will be formed as acids, alcohols, and gases. And fats also, lipolytic microbes are degraded by that is fatty acid and glycerol. Fish spoilage due to enzymatic action also. In enzymatic action, proteins result to in form of amino acids and other nitrogenous products, which upon further decomposition release ammonia, carbon dioxide, volatile basic compounds, amines and foul-smelling products like indole, catol, etc. So, due to enzymatic action, fish is spoiling by releasing of ammonia, carbon dioxide, and volatile basic compounds that will be foul smelling due to the products like indole, catol, and etc. This spoilage due to chemical action also. In chemical action, spoilage of fish due to chemical action, the least important of fish spoiling. The of fish oil starts by oxidation as fish flesh oil comes and in contact with the atmospheric air. So, rancidity may be prevented by the use of antitoxins, antioxidants like polyphenol or various fluid and minimizing exposure of fish to moist atmospheric air. So, spoilage of chemical action is the least important. In that, rancidity of fish oil starts by oxidation. As fish flesh oil comes in contact with the atmospheric air. Methods of preservation. Preservation can be done both for short and long term duration. Firstly, we know that preservation for short duration. That is, in that short duration process, we are chilling. Chilling is the best preservation method for short duration. That is, in chilling, this is the obtained by covering the fish with layers of ice. Ice is affected for short-term preservation, such as is needed to transport landed fish to nearby markets or to canning factories. Here, hydrolytic enzyme activities are checked by lowering the temperature. The main thing in chilling is autolytic enzyme activities are checked by lowering the temperature in chilling. So there are in chilling we are covering the fish with layers of ice, and this landed fish can be transported to nearby markets or canning or factories. Preservation for long term. This long term preservation, these methods are we are using this process: cleaning and gutting, conservation and storage process. When the preservation is required for a long period of time, the fishes are passed to the cleaning, gutting, and conservation and storage. So, in this long-term preservation process, the fishes pass it through cleaning, gutting, and conservation process. So, this process will be make fishes are long-term preservation. Cleaning and gutting. During cleaning, the caught fish firstly washed thoroughly in cold, clean water to remove bacteria, slime, blood, feces, and mud, etc. from the body surface of the fish. Firstly, in cleaning and gutting, first clean the fishes thoroughly in cold and clean water. First, remove the bacteria, slime, blood, feces, and mud also. It is being done under proper sanitary condition. So it can be done under the sanitary condition. Large fishes are gutted. Gutted means in the internal organs or viscera are removed and the body cavity is washed. So these are the process cleaning and gutting in long-term fish processing. Conservation and storage. Conservation is necessary to keep the dead fish in fresh condition for quite a long time. Conservation is necessary to keep the dead fish are in fresh condition for quite a long time. In this achieved by employing any one of the methods like so in conservation and storage process we can take these methods we are following that are freezing, drying, salting, smoking, and honing. These are the methods we are follow the conservation and storage method. In freezing means removal of heat from the body. Freezing means removal of heat from the body. To check the enzymal bacterial action and putrefaction, it is preferred to store the fish under lower temperature. So we are freezing that fish. We are checking the enzymal bacterial action and putrefaction process. When the fish is intended to store for a long period, quick freezing is preferred with inhibits bacterial action. So in the freezing process, we put the fish intended to store for a long period. So quick freezing is preferred for inhibits bacterial action also. During quick freezing, very hot of products come with a range of 0 to minus 5 degrees centigrade. In this process, we are freeze the fishes by decreasing the temperature 0 to minus 5 degrees centigrade. Properly frozen fish at minus 20 degrees centigrade retain its physical properties and nutritive values for a year or more, and it's also almost as good as fresh fish. So, Properly frozen fish also we will kept in minus 20 degrees centigrade. In that minus 20 degrees centigrade, that fish's physical properties and nutritive values are more at almost as good as like fresh fish. There are three ways of affecting quick freezing are that are direct immersion of fish in the refrigerating medium, indirect contact with refrigerant through plates, forced convection of refrigerator air directed at heat transfer surfaces. So these are the three ways we are affecting quick freezing process. In general, different methods of freezing are adapted through sharp freezer, air blast freezer, contact plate freezer, immersion freezing, liquid frozen freezing, liquid nitrogen freezing, fluidized bed freezer, cryogenic freezer. So these are the methods for freezing process. There are so many freezing process are there that are shower freezer, blast freezer, contact plate freezer, immersion freezing, liquid freezing, liquid nitrogen freezing, fluid bed freezing, cryogenic freezing. These are the methods we are using in freezing process. Among the various types of quick freezing plants installed in India, the carrier air blast type is widely used. In this process of freezing, we are in India. Air blast type is widely used. The air blast freezing is from tunnel and heat transfer is affected rapidly by the circulation of air. The temperature is range for 0 to minus 30 degrees centigrade, and air velocity varies from 30 to 1050 meters per minute. In this picture, these are the freezing process where we can do this type of freeze drying. It is another process of processing. This method, deep freezing, completely eliminating all chances of denaturation. The deep frozen fish at minus 20 degrees is then dried by direct submission, submi- sublimation of sublimation of ice to water, where water vapor with any melting into liquid water. This is achieved by exposing the frozen fish to 140 degrees centigrade in a vacuum chamber. Then the fish is then packed or canned in dried condition. The product is quite fresh looking in appearance, flavor, color, and quality. So freeze drying process is a very good method. In that process, the product is quite fresh looking in appearance, flavor, color, and quality. So freeze drying is a very good process. In this processing, we are frozen at fish at 20 degrees centigrade, and this frozen fish to 140 degrees centigrade in a vacuum chamber. After that, the fish can be packed and or canned in a dried condition. Drying. The object of drying is to remove moisture from fish tissues. Dehydration process. It is nothing but a dehydration process that remove of moisture and water. This helps to arrest bacterial and enzymatic putrefaction. So drying process is arrested the bacterial and enzymatic putrefaction. When moisture content reduces up to 10 to 20%, the fishes are saved for being spoiled, provided they are stored in dry conditions. So in this process, there are 10 to 20% of moisture will be dehydrated in this process, and then they can be stored in dry condition. In that process, sun drying is the most ancient method in India. Over 35% of the total catch of sea is cured in the sun. So in that process, there are 35% of seafood is in the drying process of sun drying is the most efficient method and then drying process. In drying process, small marine fishes such as ribbon fish, silver bellies, and Mumbai ducks are spread on the open sandy beach. Spreaded and open sandy beach. Sometimes mats may be made of coir or palm leaves are used for spreading of the fishes. Often fishes like Mumbai ducks are hang on bamboos or wooden rods or on ropes stretched horizontally between poles. Large and medium-sized fishes are usually gutted and salted before drying. So we can use it. There are these methods we can use it in sun drying process. There, Mumbai ducks are hang on bamboos or wooden rods or ropes stretched horizontally between the poles. Some small marines and such ribbon fishes and silver bellies all also we are put the mats made by coir and palm leaves used for spreading for the and salting. Salting is a process where the common salt sodium chloride is used as preservative, which penetrates the tissues that checks the bacterial growth and inactivate the enzymes. So salting process we can use it. Sodium chloride is a preservative element in that process. This sodium chloride penetrates the tissues. They check the bacterial growth and inactive the enzymes. So in salting process, bacterial growth is reduced and inactivates the enzymes. Some of the factors involved in salting of fish which play an important role are purity of salt, quantity of salt, used method of salting, and weather conditions like temperature, etc. In salting process, there are involved in that method. There are the important role of the purity of salt, quantity of salt, and method of salting and weather conditions also important in salting the process. During the process, the small fishes are directly salted with it without being cleaned. So small fishes we are applying that salt without cleaning method. In the medium and large sized fish are headed and vice versa are removed and longitudinal cuts are made by with the help of knives in the fleshy area of the body. So medium large size are viscera are removed and longitudinal cuts and made by the knife. Then the fish is washed and filled with salt uniformly penetrated through flesh. Large fishes like sharks are cut into convenient sized pieces. Generally, sardines, mackerels, eels, fishes, catfishes, sharks, and prawns are used for salting. So, in the salting process, generally we use sardine fishes, mackerels, sea fishes, catfishes, shark fishes. Dry salting and wet salting are the methods employing in salt. In salting method, there are two types of methods we are using preserve the fishes that are dry salting and wet salting. In dry salting, the process is fish is first rubbed in salt and packed in layers of the tubes and cemented tanks. The salt is applied between the layers of fishes of proportion 1 is to 3 and to 1 is to 8 salt to the fishes. The proportion of salt to fish varies with the fish since the oily fish require more salt. At the end of 10 to 20 hours, the fishes are removed from the tubs and washed it in salt brine and trained in the salt for 2 to 3 days. So in drying, there is a proportion of fishes, salt to fish 1 is to 3 into 1.1 is to 8. The proportion of the salt fishes varies with fish. Oily fish is required more salt. After the end of the 20 to 20 hours, fishes are removed from the tubs. Wet salting. Wet salting, cleaning the fish or put the previously prepared concentrated salt solution. It is stirred daily till the properly picked. With large size fishes, longitudinal slits are made into the flesh to allow penetration of salt. Cooling for 7 to 10 days, the salt water that oozes out from the fish allowed to drain up. This can be stored up to 3 to 4 months. This type of wet salting, the fishes are stored up to 3 to 4 months. Cold salting also there. In this method, they do spreading of powder salt and crushed ice on the fish. So both salt and crushed ice are also using this cold salting. About 20 to 20 lb powdered salt per 10 kgs of fish is usually recommended. After salting, the conservation is done in cold rooms having temperature range 2 to 3 degrees. So after salting, the conservation is done in cold rooms having temperature 2 to. So how can in this four methods of salting, how can we use it to salt fishes? Before to use, salted fish should be soaked in a fresh water overnight. Change of the water at least once during this time is required. The soaking removes the salt. Longer the fish is soaked, the more salt is removed. After the fish has been soaked, it can be used in any way, like fresh fish. So, soaking is the main process of that salted fish. Smoking. In this method, landed fish is cleaned and brained. It is then exposed to cold or hot smoke treatment. In cold smoking, first temperature is 38 degrees raised from the smokeless fire. After the heating, cold smoke is temperature below the 28 degrees centigrade allowed. This is the process of cold smoking. And in case of hot smoking, first a strong fire produced at the temperature around 130 degrees centigrade. Then the following followed by the smoking at a temperature of 40 degrees centigrade. This is the smoke has been wet and dense type. Good controls are necessary over density, temperature, humidity, speed of circulation, pattern of circulation, time, contact will be fish of the smoke. These are the conditions we are good conditions for smoking the fishes. The phenol content of the smoke acts as a antiseptic and it also imparts a characteristic color and flavor. So phenol content of that fishes are will be doing as a antiseptic this smoking process. For making fire and smoke, only hardwood are used. So for in this process, smoking process, we can use only hardwood, that is conifer wood, straw wood, that will be used. Next, canning. This process of fish preservation was initially evolved in Europe and now introduced in other countries, including India also. It retains the natural flavor of the fish. Whenever available in large quantities, sardines and mackerels are canned on the west coast of India, like Calicut, Goa, and Mumbai. Canning involves packing of fishes in the boxes to preserve them for them long time. So canning is the best process for when the fishes are available for large quantities of like sardines and mackerels. We can canned in and also packed with preserved for a long time. Then fishes are used canning are gutted and out and cut into the pieces. This is the process. How can we canning that fishes in? So we will cut the fishes in suitable size. The head, tail, fins, and viscera are removed. Pieces are dipped into the brain to remove blood from the tissues. Pieces are now immersed into hot water and exposed to steam to remove adhering materials which could be removed by the cleaning with cold water. Pieces are salted and dried. Then next spicy pastes are mixing with vinegar, red chilies, mustard gas, garlic, turmeric and tamarind oil and medium. For pickling, usually mackerels and sardines are used. Finally, this process is sealed into container, preferably by tin boxes or jars. Sealed containers again subjected to heat thermatant treatment to kill complete the microbes left in the fish cut pieces of fishes. Containers are tested before they transport them markets. So these are the process we can do in canning the fishes. Fish processing including the process such as cleaning, freezing, drying, salting, and canning, etc. Fishes may be also be processed into edible meals and oils. Fish meal is prepared for described from discarded body parts of the fish as fins, gills, gut, etc. by processing. In this processing, we are discarded body parts, fishes, fins, gills, and gills and gut also. Major part of fish catch is consumed as fresh, preserved, or salted from, but there is a good scope for various byproducts of fish industry. Benefits of fish processing are converts raw food into edible, usable, and palatable from farm. Helps preservation and storage of perishable and semi-perishable agricultural commodities. Helps in avoiding glut and glut in market and it reduces post harvesting losses and make the produce available during that season, off season also. Generates it generates employment, development, ready to consume convenient products which save time for cooking, helps in easy marketing and distribution talks also, and also make food safe for consumption by controlling pathogenic microorganisms. Food processing can also bring nutritional and food security, provides potential for export for fetch foreign exchange also. In demerits of fish preservation is like if proper hygienic measures are not adopted during this process, like cleaning, gutting, and evisceration, more harm would be resulting for preservation material owing to increase the microbial population. Poor or incomplete preservation leads to decarboxylation of flesh amino acids, histamine to histamine. The histamine and a few other related substances collectively named as saurine. These are common causes for fish poisoning. Drying reduces weight, nutritive values, and the disability of the fish flesh. So in that salting combination with smoking result in loss of protein, and also smoking also promotes density of fat contents and flesh and dismiss of disability of fat producers. Canning leads much loss of vitamin B1, pantothenic acid, and ascorbic acid. Salting combines with smoking results in loss of protein, so smoking also promotes acidity, fats, and also in ascorbic acid. So these are the processing when we are taking in that fish preservation process.